Hello, I'm Stuart Donald, and I'm Vice President at Kinapse with responsibility for our clinical operations service line. Over the last 2 years, Kinapse has been working with leading pharma organisations to help them design and implement their risk-based monitoring approaches. Risk-based monitoring is a high priority for the industry at the moment, encouraged in large part by the fact that the regulators have recognised that the traditional approaches to monitoring may not be the most optimal way of ensuring data quality and patient safety. What we've seen at Kinapse, though, is that companies struggle to interpret this guidance and turn it into a practical reality of an RBM implementation within their organisations. For example, what is monitoring itself? What does it mean at the practical level? And secondly, who is doing this monitoring? At Kinapse, what we've done is support our clients in helping them to understand and develop their philosophy for risk-based monitoring. What is the appetite for risk? What's the appropriate risk levels that they should set when monitoring their clinical studies? Secondly, what is the processes, the tools, and the roles that are needed in order to effectively implement RBM to the strategy they've defined? And thirdly, how do you manage the change within the organisation to ensure a smooth implementation of RBM within their operating models? What you'll hear from in this short video is the experiences of some of the Kinapse team members in working with our client companies in RBM implementation, and they'll describe how Kinapse has helped them to design an appropriate approach to RBM and to implement that smoothly within their organisations.
I wanted to share 3 key learnings I've got from helping companies design and implement risk-based monitoring approaches in their organisations. First thing to say is that it's really important to use real subject matter experts. They can really challenge conventional thinking and really push the envelope as to what's possible. Second thing I'd say is that it's really important to robustly test any new design using classroom pilots, small-scale pilots, large-scale pilots to really try to break that design. That's really important because the third point is actually deployment is actually quite hard to get right. It's very easy to get bogged down in organizational inertia. In our experience, it's really important to pick a realistic yet aggressive date for deployment and use dedicated resources to really go for it. All of that work that you've done to try to break the design now comes to its own because you can very easily articulate what will change for people and why the new way of working will be better than it is before.
An additional challenge to implementing RBM is doing this in an outsourced context. I've recently supported a top 5 pharmaceutical company do this across all business units and geographies. It is definitely an additional challenge, but it can be done. Sponsors need to ensure that their vision of RBM is aligned with that of their partnering CRO. Think about tools and technology. Whilst the innovation that CROs are bringing to this space is encouraging, it's important to understand that CROs have evolved in different ways to others. Which KRIs are important to you, and does the CRO have the capabilities to provide information on these in real time? What does success look like in this partnership? It's important to have an open dialogue with the CRO to ensure that the transition to RBM is a win-win for the relationship.
Large-scale change can be difficult to implement. We've seen a lot of companies finding it difficult to navigate through certain hurdles when implementing risk-based monitoring. Over the last 2 years, we have worked with a few companies and developed a change management strategy to help them navigate these hurdles. It ensures that there's a clear and concise vision, that the sponsors are engaged and act as ambassadors of the change, that we identify who the key stakeholders are, understand their needs, and develop plans to address their needs. Communications is another important aspect of it. It's very important to ensure that you're communicating a consistent message and engaging stakeholders across different functions, geographies, and different levels of seniority. We've used multiple innovative communication channels such as infographics, videos, plasma screens at the entrance of offices, in addition to a lot of traditional communication channels like newsletters, email presentations, and face-to-face presentations.